Hello, everyone. In this lesson, let's display the creation date of our idea. Let's get started. So, here is the page of the idea itself. Here's the endpoint that returns the idea. We are displaying all the fields that we have in the idea here. And in the idea, we have the following. We see that created at is a certain date. We return it here in an object with the key ID. Let's look at the front end and check out our idea here. As we can see, it's the same object. The only difference is that created at returns as a string, because when we convert this idea to JSON when transferring from backend to front end, dates do indeed turn into strings. And I don't really like it. And in this lesson, we'll deal with it so that it actually returns a real date. But let's just mark the place where we'll display this date for now. Okay. I suggest creating a div with the cool name created at right above the text. And in this div, we'll output the date itself. It will be like this: created at, and date. Data.idea.created at. All right. And let's add some styles right away. Well, just a little bit here. Created at. Let's see what we have so far. Here we have created at. And in this format, there's a string stored. This is the so-called ISO format. And Z means it's in the GMT +0 time zone. All right. Now, we should display it nicely somehow. Let's proceed with this. What do we need to do for this? We need to install a front-end library called datefns. Datefns, here we have a library, right? It's a set of useful functions for JavaScript use. And datefns, it's a set of various functions for working with dates, including formatting and date modifications. Add some time, subtract some time. We will use this library multiple times during the course. Datefns has alternatives, like the outdated Moment.js and the newer Luxon, but I recommend using datefns because it's functionally oriented, and I really like it. All right, let's install it, and slowly start applying it. So, we need to import it. Imported the format function from datefns. The format function is needed for formatting dates in any way you like. You can see all the methods in the documentation. I'll show one of them now. We call the format function and pass as the second argument the format we need to output. Let's have this format. Year first. These are all predefined values specified in datefns documentation. You can check there. And like that, what's it complaining about? What argument type? An argument of type string is not suitable for a field in number or date format. It means it expects either some timestamp or the actual date. Well, here we can do the following. New date. And here to transform it. So, it will be like this. Let's see what we have now. Okay, new date. Well, it's displaying correctly. So it's the 2023, month 9, day 13. And actually, that's what we wanted. The only thing I don't like is that we have to call this new date ourselves, although we really expect a date to come here. And let's address this too. For this, in tRPC, our tRPC is responsible for client-server communication. Therefore, tRPC has a solution to automatically transform some of these data into their original form when transferring from the backend to the front end. For this, the Superjson library is used. npmb install Superjson. That's the correct name, right? Yes, Superjson. Yep. It needs to be installed both on the front end and the back end, and accordingly, add it to our tRPC. Okay, and this is generally a junk file. It needs to be deleted. Fine, we'll deal with it later. So, and here we also have, where is our tRPC initially? Here's the client-side tRPC, and here's the backend tRPC. So, we've already installed it on the backend. Now it also needs to be installed on the front end. Superjson. Okay, installed in both packages, and now let's apply it. So, how do we apply this on the backend? Here we need to specify the transformer Superjson. Yes. So, it also needs to be imported. It doesn't suggest how. Well, okay, import Superjson. Okay, passed it here. And now you need to perform a similar procedure in the client tRPC. Here it's already complaining that we didn't specify the transformer because it's smart. So, and here we specify it too. Transformer, : Superjson, and we import it in the front end the same way. Imported. Okay, now let's see what format the ID is returned in. So right now, we hover over it, and we see that our types haven't updated. Restart the TypeScript server. Remember I showed you TypeScript. Here it is. Restarting the test server. This server isn't our backend server that's restarting. It's the TypeScript server in the code editor, which ensures its operation. Okay. Looking at the ID, there's something they don't like here. Let's check our types. We might see an error. PNPM types. Aha. Okay. It seems we made a small mistake. Superjson. What could be the problem here? Seems like we imported it correctly. Let's restart the server again. RPC to yes. But hang on. Something is not right here. We have a backend. Why do we even... This is all strange. For some reason, all the code jumped here. Let's save it again. PNPM types. Okay, so now the types work. And on the front end, I don't know what happened. It seems when I was pasting the code, I accidentally replaced all the files here. Strange. All right. So, and now let's look at the idea. Our created at is already a date. That's what we needed. And now this construct is redundant because we already have the date in created at. Let's save. Check it. And the code works. All right, excellent. We've learned to display dates, format them, and receive them on the back end as actual dates. Thank you. Let's move on.